take it slow. Got that fire roar. Wheels of fury tear the track. Hear that engine soar. Lean back, shifting gears, push it to the core. Killer Kyle on my tail. Feel the tension roar. Ain't no rules in this game. Every breath I fight. Pound the pedal, scream for speed through the endless night.
Welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury, and we have a triple week of wrestling, so I have a triple episode. But first, we're going to talk about Emergence. I'm not quite sure exactly where it's going to be this year.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Several minutes later.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh yeah, from OVW.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, this is exciting only because now TNA has emerged with NXT. I mean, it looks like there's only going to be one NXT wrestler in the show, so I mean...
On the show, yeah.
Let's get it on!
Yeah.
NXT show, we have the Time Splitter Kushida taking on the Heavy Metal Rebel, Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah. That should be a good match, I think.
Two different styles. I keep saying that, but it is true. I'm sure these two met before.
I believe so.
I think. They're both veterans in the ring. I mean, Kushida being the guy who wrestled a lot in Japan, especially in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Frankie Kazarian, a veteran of TNA, and obviously a cup of coffee in WWE for a while. He also wrestled in AEW in the Honor. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a good match. As per a winner, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean... It's one of those things where it's going to be a good match. It's just like, to pick a winner is like... Who do you pick as far as like who would get momentum off of this win? I mean, do you just take a guess and I'll go Frankie.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go Frankie as well. I mean, I think that Kushida could win, but
Yeah.
it just seems like I don't know if he still has his alliance with Steve Macklin or...
That was probably a one and done thing, I feel.
Oh, well then, I mean, somebody could get involved. Who really knows? But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Frankie could also probably cheat to win. Part of Ultimate X for the X Division Championship, we have Speedball Mike Bailey, Zachary Wentz, Riley Osborne, Jason Hotch, Hammerstone, and Laredo Kid. Now I believe Jason Hotch is one of the good hands.
Yeah.
Ultimate X, that match is always thrilling, exciting.
What's really cool is that Zachary Wentz not only gets to wrestle here, but also he gets to take on Wesley at No Mercy.
Interesting.
So
it's a good thing he's got to... They're doing this on Friday. He could say, have this match on Friday in Louisville, and then No Mercy's... I actually don't even... I don't know if it's going to be in I don't even know where it's going to be, but like go from Louisville to wherever No Mercy's going to be and wrestle Wes.
Yeah. But, I mean, so, yeah, Mike Bailey is the champion.
Yes.
I could see him easily retain.
Yeah.
It's a hard pick.
Yeah, really. I mean, Hammerstone. I could see him more as like the world champion than the X Division champion.
I'd say that.
Laredo Kid. I mean, he's done fairly well for himself. I haven't really seen a lot of him over the last little while. He'll come in for matches once in a while. He might wrestle periodically on Explosion.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, probably.
I forgot that show still existed.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much of him on like pay-per-views, or I don't even know if he's had very many matches on like Impact. Riley Osborne, I mean, he's an NXT guy, so I don't know about that one.
I think it would be interesting to see him as the X Division champion,
True.
but only time will tell. I mean, I like the fact I said that, and I'll keep saying that, the NXT will share the stage with TNA and vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, we just saw Rosemary on NXT.
Yeah, Rosemary had a match against Kalani Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a one-on-one match, or it may have been for the Women's North American Championship. I'm not sure, but yeah, I believe that Kalani and Wendy Chu are going to have a match at No Mercy.
So,
Zachary Wentz, I mean, if you have him win this match, and then turn around and like have him with the title at No Mercy, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing. There could also be something where at some point in the match, like let's say Zach climbs up to the tables,
yeah.
and he's making his way over to the championship, and friggin' Wesley costs him the title.
I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, and it would make sense too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Wesley turning, but I mean, he was the main guy that was in NXT. I mean, we'll get all into that when we do our No Mercy predictions.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's still going to be a hell of a match, but again, I'm going to say that Mike Bailey retains. And I'll be very surprised if Osborne wins. Riley Osborne.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna take Speedball myself.
We have this match. Versus Eric Young.
Speaking of Steve Macklin.
Yes, exactly. And this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Again, you want to talk about a veteran, Eric Young.
Oh, yeah.
World-class maniac. You know, guy that's been in every stable in both NXT and TNA. Speaking of the two brands, like...
Yeah, I mean, in NXT, he was part of Sanity. In TNA, he was a part of Team Canada. He was a part of... what was that group called?
Oh, yeah, Walton.
World... No, not World United. World... No, not World...
Yeah, we'll post it.
World something or other.
But, yeah, I mean, the guy's a fucking genius.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's gonna be a good match. Obviously, don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Again, Steve Macklin can cheat.
More than
I
likely.
mean, you could have somebody come in for Eric Young. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Just had a thought, though, you know, now that they're merging with NXT, let's say Eric Young decides to make a return.
I could easily see him going back to NXT for a couple matches.
I just know that old man Vince is gone. It seems like people are more comfortable and more happy. And for people that used to be employed by the company can go, hey, you know what? We have a chance to come back.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Eric's, well, it was the pandemic, but the fact is Eric's last year was the shits.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if he comes back, it'll be cool not only to see him back, but to see him as the world-class maniac.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match.
Tokyo tag match. We have Jordan Grace and Spitfire. You have Danny Luna and Jody Threat against House by Elegance and Militia.
Yeah.
Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich.
I mean, yeah, Militia and Spitfire have had a lot of very good matches.
Yes.
Both for the Knockouts take titles and, of course, not for the titles. It's like these four women really have been the best. And I think that's what the wrestling world needs, is more women's take teams.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when your company has, women's tag titles. You need women tag teams. Like, okay, you've got Spitfire, you've got Masha and Alicia.
You still have Rosemary and Havoc, don't you?
I think so, yeah. Decay.
Yeah.
Those are the only three, major ones I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, so... And then, yeah, Jordan Grace and Flash by Elegance.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see those two go at it.
Yeah.
And again, you talk about making amends with WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already seen Ashley come back as Ash by Elegance. Of course, I don't know who it was that called her Dana Brooke almost.
I think that was Vic.
Yeah. It's going to be a good match for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Spitfire and Jordan Grace.
Yeah, I'll go Spitfire and Jordan as well. Now I wonder if that'll lead into, a title match between Jordan and Ash, and then a tag team title match, Militia and Spitfire down the road, or it'll come of this, but
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be... We got Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and the Hardys, and they take on the System. Yeah.
Huh. It's Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and the Hardys on a team. That's an interesting team.
Oh yeah. I mean, since Jeff has come back, hopefully permanently.
Yeah.
Please take that seriously, Jeff.
Yeah, for the love of God.
You know, I think having those two come back as a unit, obviously they're brothers.
Yeah.
You know, their blood, it's kind of the way it should be.
Yes.
Having them team with Joe Hendry, I think, again, this is kind of like a theme here. You look at Joe Hendry's working NXT now,
Yes.
and you're like, he's also going to go for the NXT title at No Mercy.
Yes.
So it's like, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah. Both Zach and Joe are going to be busy over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's Friday, Emergence, Sunday, No Mercy.
Like, when I think about it, though, I feel like 1998, 99, you never saw the NWA title change hands to the WWF.
No.
You never saw in 1994 or 95 the Smoky Mountain Championship or whatever go to anybody from WWF, as far as I know.
Right, yeah.
So it just seems like I don't see Joe Hendry with the NXT title.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I mean, we'll talk about that when we talk about that.
Yes.
Spoilers, but anyways, I think that this is going to be a good match. As for a winner, honestly, the system has been on a roll.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but yeah, I believe that they're going to win.
That's a very likely possibility,
No pun
yes.
intended.
Yeah, exactly
But
right.
yeah, I think that's going to happen. And it's just, they're too strong. I mean, I like the Hardys, Mike Santana, Joe Hendry, but like, the system have really beaten a lot of people up. So this is going to be a good match, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
The other of the TNA World title. Nick Nemeth defending the TNA World title against the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, 60-minute Iron Man match.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you have the Canadian Wrestling Machine versus Nick Nemeth. I don't know his nickname, but anyways.
The Wanted Man.
Yeah, I guess so. It's interesting because we saw Nick Nemeth in Raw Underground,
Yes.
and he was so good. He looked like he was free to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a ground and pound, whatever you want to call it, Fight Club.
Yeah, it was very much like, the secret underground fight style.
And I know that in TNA, he is doing similar things than when he was Dolph Ziggler, but
Yeah.
I kind of like he's doing more.
Yes.
So, and then of course Josh Alexander, the Walking Weapon, a guy that had the belt before. I think that he can still do it. So honestly, yeah. As much as I think Nick has been a good champion, I'm going to say Josh Alexander.
Interesting.
I mean, he's held the title since January, basically.
True. I'm gonna take a Nemeth, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be one hell of a match,
Yeah.
but, I mean, 60 minutes, that's quite a long time. We'll see how both their cardio is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we've seen quite a few Iron Man matches. Not a lot, but there has been some, but generally they've only been like 30 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
I think the longest match recently was, well, it wasn't an Iron Man match, but Osprey and JF.
yeah.
It's like a fucking New Japan style match where they just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, basically.
So, it was a really good match, but this is going to be a very good show.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for the first installment of production videos. We'll figure out when we're gonna do Passion Berlin and No Mercy. But with that being said, the wrestling world, yet again, has lost another legend in the business. A fairly well-known big man in the business. A fairly popular big man in the business. Would he be considered one of the greatest big men? Some people have a difference of opinion of that, I believe. But on Monday, we lost Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, whatever name you knew him as. whatever, well, yeah, whatever generation, well, it's not a generation, whatever time frame you watched him wrestle in. And yeah, he was 63, battling cancer.
And it's funny because I don't think anybody really knew that he had cancer, like Kevin Sullivan. And I unfortunately met Kevin Sullivan when they had the WCW downfall, end of the show, end of the world, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I mean, honestly, I think Sid was ahead of his time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One of the big men that, like Leon White, could, oh, I mean, fuck, even Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
That got, well, similar. Like, Sid was tall. And,
Yeah.
you know, he could still fucking move. I mean, unfortunately, the 2001, I don't know, where he broke his leg.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was fucked. But I mean, the fact is, this guy was a very good wrestler. And you have him in the Skyscrapers.
Yes.
You have him as the WWF champion.
Yes.
He's had a lot of good feuds.
Yes.
I'm not even going to go into WrestleMania 8. But the fact of the matter is, and, you know, he came back in a gimmick style match with Heath Slater.
Yeah.
And fuck, did he look good.
Oh yeah, he looked great.
And I mean, so did Fader. But I think
Yeah.
if they wanted to, they could have come back. I think the landscape at that time wasn't particularly for them,
Yeah.
but he is definitely one of those guys that's going to be missed.
For sure. Yeah, I just went on Wikipedia because I was curious as to who trained him, and I happened to also see when he started wrestling and when he retired. So, he was trained by Tojo Yamamoto,
Oh, shit.
and he started wrestling in 1987 and retired in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, he went for quite a... So he went 33 years.
87 to,
87 to 2017?
yeah, so 30 years.
30? Yeah, 30.
But that's fucked up. That's cool. That's actually very cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, if you want, look at his matches in Japan as well.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of his matches on Instagram lately. One was him versus Tatsumi Fujinami. And another one was against, I believe it was Antonio Inoki.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing. He wrestled for a very short period of time. I don't know if it was a year. It could have been a year or what or however long it was. In Memphis, under the name Giant Humongous.
Mhm.
Yes, and then I think there was, I saw one of the matches that I seen I watched of his from Japan. He was called Vicious Warrior.
Okay.
And so yeah, something I also thought of is in a span of, call it 3 weeks? 3 to 4 weeks? Nah, like 3 weeks, I'll call it. We've lost both the Wild Samoans, Kevin Sullivan, and now Sid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad. And especially because, I mean, Sid's actually the youngest of those 3 people that just passed.
Yeah.
You know, thoughts go out to his family, and, you know, a very good wrestler. Well, I don't know if that's an understatement. But the guy, unfortunately, couldn't cut a promo to save his life.
Like, I mean, you watch. Okay, like, watch his matches. Like, if you can, look up when he wrestled in Japan or, Memphis. Like, he actually was a fairly good wrestler. When he went to the WWF, he was more of your, like, I guess you could say typical big man. Just, do the big man moves. Choke slam, sidewalk slam, power bomb, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Anyways, as customary, when somebody passes away, we usually do a shot. And so I've got a wee bit of bourbon.
Wee bit of bourbon.
Some bullet.
Favorite bourbon.
Aye. Here's to Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, whatever name you knew him as. You'll be missed. Your thoughts are with his family, his friends, close colleagues that knew him, worked with him.
Yeah.
Wrestled, whether it be shared a locker with him, room with him, or wrestled against him and had matches against him. May you rest in peace.
We'll be power bombing a lot of old wrestlers up in the sky.
Probably.
Yeah, I wish I could remember his actual last name, but...
Udy, I believe?
Yeah, Udy.
Udy, E-U-D-Y.
Yeah.
I believe it's Udy. I don't know if you pronounce the E or not.
Well, in any case, rest in peace. Thank you for the memories.
Aye.
Zdrovia.
Zdrovia.
And with that, I'm me, Matt. This is Killer Kyle. And we will talk to you in a while. Deuces.
Later.
The wheels of fury, they spin, they roar. Never halting. The end's now calling.